Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube? Diggy546. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. Like the video if you like the video. And I won't tell if you click that bell. But let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so before we get into this video, I want to give a shout out to Thrive Fantasy, a sponsor over here on the channel. Pretty much you just go in. I'll just make it real simple. You pick over-unders. Out of 20 players, you pick 10 players. You can pick over and under for each one of those players that you pick out of those 20. If you're able to get a certain amount right, you win some money. Pretty much that simple. I've already won a couple $100 out of it. A subscriber of mine, I think, won $3,000 week one. So give it a try. Use code DIGGE and you'll get whatever you put into it all the way up to $100 will be matched. So if you put 100 in, you'll get $100 match to go ahead and play for this upcoming week. All right, so all this winning in New York, the New York Giants are winning game after game after game. I know we only won 4 games so far, but this is our best start in over a decade. This finally looks like a team that is playing winning football. And I'll go into some details later, but I wanted to just lay it out. Are the New York Giants an actual good team now? I was someone who predicted us to win 8-9 games. Some other people predicted us to win 4 games, 3 games. Some Giants beat reporters actually predicted us to win 3 games. Some people thought we'd be better than what I said, but I did not expect us to start 4-1, and I did not expect us to be in the playoffs. And I'm not saying I expect that now, but this team looks good. They're playing winning football, and I just think it's time to say it. I think it's time to say it. I think it's time to just go ahead and straight out say it that the Giants right now are a good team. I think they're probably one of the top 8 teams in the league right now the way they're playing football. We haven't blown anybody out, but we're playing winning football up there with the best of them right now, in my opinion. And here are a couple of reasons why. I'll start off with some main points. Brian Daboll has kept his word, and this offense and the defense, along with Wink Martindale, we're a chameleon football team. We're doing different things from week to week to week, and not one coach that we've played against has been able to get a beat on what we're doing, been able to do, to limit what we're doing on offense or defense for an entire game. It's usually been they've been able to figure out in the first half. The Giants make those adjustments. Second half, we're the best second half team in the entire NFL right now. And that counts for something. We're the best as far as point differential. We're the best second half team in the league. I think we're plus like 30 points so far this season, and second half points. So as I said, that's got to count for something. This team is completely balling out. We're wearing teams down, and we're finishing these games in the fourth quarter. Second in rushing, second in yards per carry, tied for third in touchdowns. 23rd and third downs. And when I say 23rd and third downs, I mean we are 23rd in the amount of third downs that we've had. The best way to continue and sustain drives is to not even end up on third down. And as you see, the Giants are clearly avoiding third downs. We continue to convert first down after first down, and that means we're getting second down, we're getting first downs. First down, we're getting first downs. And to me, that's huge progress, because the past Giants teams, the past 6, 7, 8 years, it's been constant 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And to build on that, I think we only went 3 and out 2 times the game 2 weeks ago. And then this past week, we only punted twice. So again, more progress shown there. The Giants defense is top 10 in passing defense. We've only given up 91 completions. That's around 18 a game, and that's best in the league. Only giving up 18 points a game, not giving up 20 points a game. So far through 5 games, so good. And I say you cannot really make any type of, statement about a team until you've gotten a quarter of the way through the season. And at this point, since we're at a 17-game season, we're more than a quarter throughout the season, and we're 4-1. We're playing good football on both sides of the ball, and we got some good players across his team that are really performing. And it started off with Joe Shane and Daboll. They are clearly on the same page. Joe Shane is pretty much at every game on the sideline. The players mess with the GM, which can't hurt. Yeah, I mean that can't hurt at all when you get to negotiations, when you get to the culture of the team. And this guy has pretty much been in the trenches with him, not on the field, but he's been down there on the sidelines with these players as they go out and get better. And he brought these guys together. A lot of guys got brought in this offseason. Saquon is playing at an absolute MVP level at this point. I mean, I think a lot of people want to say Jalen Hurts. A lot of people want to say Lamar Jackson. But I'm saying Saquon Barkley. I'm saying Saquon Barkley because you take Dak away from the Cowboys, Cooper Rush is balling. He's not balling, but the Cowboys are able to win. You look at all these other rosters in the league, Saquon is doing what he's doing with no receivers on the field, with the quarterback that people don't have any sort of faith in. Saquon Barkley is willing this team to win after win after win. I heard a stat on Big Blue Kickoff Live today, and I think that stat was something along the lines of pretty much all but about, I guess, 3 or 4, or it's something ridiculous. I don't remember the exact stat, but on most of the Giants drive, Saquon Barkley has had a 30-plus yard carry or reception on pretty much almost every drive we've had where we scored a touchdown or a field goal this year. So that just shows how valuable he is to moving the ball for this team, at least through 5 games. I think he would win the MVP award. Can he sustain this? That's really tough to do at the running back position, but I think he should deserve strong consideration for that award at this point. And then I want to build off of that. Andrew Thomas has arrived. Right now, Andrew Thomas is the best left tackle in the game. It's just that simple. Trent Williams is his only competition, and he's been hurt. But right now, Andrew Thomas is pass blocking at a whole new level, at the level he's been doing, really. But he's able to stay healthy and do it, and he's run blocking at a high level. So Andrew Thomas is doing his thing. He should be a first-team All-Pro. He should be a guy that probably should get paid after this season. In this offseason, Andrew Thomas is probably going to become the highest paid left tackle, or the next offseason, because you don't play around with the franchise left tackle. You just don't do it. So Andrew Thomas is an All-Pro at this point, and I just don't see that changing, barring, I'm knocking on wood, I'm not even going to mention it. Same thing with Dexter Lawrence. I'm not going to say that Dexter Lawrence is number 1 as far as interior defensive lineman so far this year, but he's up there. He's got to be top 4. And he is a guy that was always ferocious against the run. Just an absolute force and headache to block. And he's got 3 sacks over these last 2 games. 3 sacks over the last 2 games for a guy that plays pretty much the 0 tech and the 1 tech this year. He's been unblockable. They can't get a guy on him. And he's missing Leonard Williams next to him for the past 2 games. So Dex is doing it all. He's carrying his defensive line. Aziz had a couple of nice plays, I guess, last week before he got hurt. And Kayvon has kind of brought it at times. But it's mostly been Dexter Lawrence who's making these plays. So he's a guy willing his team to victory. Average guys are playing their hearts out. Average guys are executing to the X's and O's. Marcus Johnson gets called up to the practice squad. He's making catches for us. Richie James made catch after catch for us early on in the season. A lot of these guys that you just have as afterthoughts, guys that are practice squad players. Shout out to, I hope I get their names right. Shouts out to Justin Lane and I'm forgetting the other guy's name. I'm forgetting his name. Nick McLeod. Shout out to Justin Lane and Nick McLeod. 2 guys who were on the practice squad who were cut. Both, I think, were cut from the practice squad and brought back at a certain time. And those guys ended up being your starting corners at a certain point in the game. And these are your literal, probably like, 5th and 6th corners, 6th and 7th corners. And they step up and they ball out. And they shut down the Packers wide receivers. Aaron Rodgers tried those guys deep multiple times. And they continued to shut down those receivers. These are guys who are practice squad players, playing up to the X's and O's, not playing above the numbers, but playing up to the X's and O's, and that's gotta do with coaching. It's all about Daboll, all about Wink, all about Kafka. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget to give Kafka credit. And then it just it has to go. I just got to keep it real. It has to go with a guy that I've criticized more than enough the last year. A guy that I was on his side until I felt that I just couldn't be on his side anymore. And that's Daniel Jones. These last 3 games, Daniel Jones has made the doubters, which, like I said recently, I've become a doubter. He's made the doubters have to rethink their actions. We've had to rethink how we're talking about Daniel Jones because he's added wins to this team. It can be about Saquon Barkley and it can be about, what Saquon has done for this team, which has been invaluable. But Daniel Jones, along with Saquon, but Daniel Jones just in a vacuum, has done every single thing that you could ask him to do at quarterback. Besides, I think, one or 2 plays in the first game and, the occasional missed throw like every quarterback has, Daniel Jones has been balling. He's running when he needs to. He's extending the plays. He's making throws on the run that he hasn't made before. He just looks in complete control of the offense. The guy is in complete control of the offense, and he's making play after play after play. And these are winning plays. These are winning drives that he's putting together. He's got 3 game-winning drives, and he's been instrumental in every single one of these drives. He's making throws. He's making runs. He's getting down when he needs to. He's getting out of bounds when he needs to. Kudos to Daniel Jones. Props to Daniel Jones. If he continues to be this type of player that wins games for you, that is making winning plays, he's going to be back here. There's no debate about that. If he continues to play like how he's played, especially when he gets some of his receivers back, he's going to be back here. Whether it be a franchise tag, whether it be a 2-year deal, they might need to see more, but he will be back here. His stats don't look the best right now, but put on that tape, and he's balling right now. So that's props to Daniel Jones. And then my last point right here is this team only has room to grow. Just the same as you could say about the Dallas Cowboys, they're going to get their starting quarterback back. The Giants are going to get players back. And as I said earlier, the Giants punted twice this game in Green Bay. We scored 5 straight drives in Green Bay. The game before, as I said earlier, we only went 3 and out twice. The Giants are rarely going out there, holding the ball for 3 or 4 plays and punting. This is just not happening this year. The offensive scheme is better. The offensive players are playing better. We can run the ball. The offensive line is confident. Daniel Jones is confident. And the team is only going to get better. You see, there's some hints of being able to sustain drives 2 weeks ago. And then this past game, we get to 27 points for the first time in forever since last year in the Saints game. So I only see this offense getting more and more comfortable, making more and more key plays, and starting to make more and more explosive plays. And when we get Wan'Dale Robinson back, hopefully we get Kadarius Toney back. I can't really depend on that. But getting a guy like Nick Gates back, hopefully. Getting a guy like Lemieux back, hopefully, as I'll say. Those 2 could help the offensive line tremendously. But I just can't wait to see Wan'Dale Robinson get out there. I think he's going to provide a spark that this offense is missing right now, a guy that can hit some of those huge plays. And if Kadarius Toney ever is able to get healthy, I'm not going to put any pressure on him. He's been through a lot lately. But this is his year. This is his year to make something of himself, or his value as a player across the league is going to go down a lot. But if he can come back healthy and he can have his head straight on, and Wan'Dale Robinson can come back and be healthy, these are 2 receivers who are young players, who have huge potentials, who have big play potential, who are going to be added to this offense over the next month of the season. So I just only see this offense continuing to get better. If Marcus Johnson can come in and make plays, I'm sure Wan'Dale Robinson can. I'm sure Kadarius Toney can, if he can get healthy. You also got to add on Leo, who's probably coming back this week. Azeez Ojulari may come back this week. It's just a lot of players coming back. Adoree Jackson looks like he'll probably be healthy. So I only see this Giants team getting better as a team. All across the board, we're getting players back. We're getting more comfortable here. This is 2 new schemes, and the Giants are still working out some kinks. So I think that we can really be a competitive team going forward. We can continue to do this, and I think we can really make a shot at the playoffs. And I usually don't try to jump out the window this quick, but at 4-1 with the winning plays and the grit that I've seen so far, I have confidence that this team is not going to fold. They're not going to fall apart down the stretch. But it all goes to here. What we do this Sunday, 1 o'clock in Baltimore against the Ravens. That's really where it all falls. If we can go into Baltimore, and I hate moral victories. But if we can win this game, the Giants are completely legit. There's no debate about that. There should be no more debating if we win that game. But if we take the Ravens down to the end of this game and we're competitive and we're making plays on both sides of the football, I'm really going to have a lot of faith. If they are not able to, if they make sure this game doesn't get away from them, I think the Giants are going to be just all right. And I'm saying just all right as far as I think we'll be okay this season. I think we'll be competitive in every game. But if we win this game, sound the alarms, because I'm going to announce that the Giants are one of the premier teams in this league if we're going out there and we beat Lamar Jackson, who's playing really great football, and we beat the Baltimore Ravens. So you guys let me know how you're feeling about the Giants starting off 4-1 for the first time in forever. How do you feel about this? What do you think the Giants are going to do? Do you think they'll fall off? Do you think that they will turn the page and become this really, really good team in the NFL? Let me know. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.